everybody. Welcome to 9 to 5 Nightmares. I'm Amy Warren.
And I'm Micole Garatti, and we talk about misconduct so you can avoid it.
All right, Micole. So here we go. For those of you who get our newsletter, and I encourage you to subscribe, go to fama.io and subscribe. You get our Misconduct in the News newsletter. And this month, there are so many instances. We're only going to focus on three for this episode, but I really want to encourage everybody, come to fama.io, hit the subscribe button down at the bottom of the page, throw your email address in so that way you can get this month's email coming out. When are we sending it? Is it today, Micole, or is it
No, next week.
next
So you
week?
still have time. Yes.
You still have time, right? Because you're going to want to read these. I think we have what, as many as 10 this
Yeah.
month? Yeah, this is one of our highest months of misconduct, completely related to what people are posting online. And we've been talking about this for a while, how we're seeing this constant uptick of people's online behavior turning
Yep.
into employer nightmares.
Yeah.
So, we'll talk about let's get right into it. I'm talking too much
Yeah.
now. So, Nicole, where are we with this first one? Because this first one is absolutely outrageous.
Yeah. I mean, we've had situations where adults were getting involved with or trying to bait children or bring children into the loop inappropriately. And it's never great. It's always really sad and upsetting and inappropriate. But this one is just another example of that happening. So
What is it?
recently, yeah, so recently Fidelity was under fire because one of their employees was attacking parents and kids at a Jewish summer camp, saying F you and F your kid who goes to a Nazi summer camp after an incident that caused a lot of terror at this camp. It was misguided in terms of what the stunt was that caused terror, but like at the point that you're saying F children and you're harassing people that are having a tough time already, and not just one person, but a lot of people online, it's like, don't you have better things to do? Like, is why are you
I,
spending your
I
time
think I
attacking these
think
children? Like,
but to me, this is like a key example of this is somebody's behavior, right? So there's an
right.
incident that happens at a camp, right? And
Yeah.
somebody that you employ went online publicly, did a tirade, an
Yeah.
anti-Semitic tirade, right? And now you need to understand, how are you going to deal with this employee, because now it's being reported on and your employer brand is all over it. Who is it? Fidelity?
Yeah, they were reached out to. They said that they don't condone this person's statements, that this doesn't align with their values, and that the person no longer works there anymore. But this is a lot of work that didn't need to happen.
Well, and this really is very interesting because for those of you that are following us, you'll know that last week we just released a new product, employee screening. And so what that does is it gives employers the ability to screen publicly available online content to be able to get ahead of just these kinds of instances, right? So
Right.
instead of Fidelity finding out about this in the news, right? They would have been able to see the history of this behavior and dealt
Yeah.
with it before it became a viral moment. And at least
Right.
been able, it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to lead to firing. And we talk about this all the time, but it's a
Right.
moment for a conversation with an employee. You've got an employee code of conduct, right?
Right.
You have expectations on behavior. And if those expectations aren't being met publicly, right, wherever the
Right.
forum is, it's an opportunity for a conversation with an employee, and it's an opportunity to assess risk in terms of whether it's viral moments or impact on culture. So, I encourage everyone to go to our website, hit the top orange banner up there with the announcement and learn more about it. But this is exactly the kinds of instances that this
Yeah.
solution is created for. And primarily because we're seeing such an uptick in this kind
Yeah.
of behavior, we wanted to be able to provide employers with a way to be proactive instead of reactive. So now
Yeah.
we're going on to our next one. We have
Yes.
OnlyFans and probation officers. So tell us about
Oh,
this.
No, he's a police officer
Oh, a
who
police
he's
who's
on
on
probation. Right.
probation. Got it.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah, no, so a police officer went and recorded a like a mock like a skit for social media, like an OnlyFans style skit where he was like in uniform and like doing a traffic stop and then the woman like
No.
and
No.
yeah,
In his uniform?
in his uniform on the clock.
What?
Yeah. Yeah,
What?
on the clock, on, yeah, in uniform, pretending like creating this like mock social media content of like him doing like an inappropriate traffic stop. And he literally got arrested. He got a felony charge. He's on probation and he got fired. Yeah,
It never
yeah,
ceases to amaze me the
yeah,
choices that people make. There are so many wrongs in all of this and so many
yeah,
violations of
right.
employee conduct, right? And probably conduct unbecoming of an officer, right?
It's very Reno 911-esque, but like they're at work doing a TV show about this sort of thing. They're not actually doing this sort of thing. Like
Oh my God, Nicole, like I just didn't even see that coming. It is so Reno 911.
it's like the Beverly.
Oh,
Oh my God, I'm saying her name is it's Wendy, but she's in Goldberg's and her name is Wendy
you
in
know,
Goldberg's and she is fabulous. And
we we are
every
laughing about this, right? But for that HR manager, that
oh my
employer
God,
that's having to deal with this, you
oh my
know,
God.
it's so not a it's a crying moment, not a laughing moment, but you just can't like you can't avoid the absurdity and the lack of common sense in these choices. I
Can you
just
imagine if you're that HR person watching that video like it's a television show mocking what you do? And you're like that has to be the face, like the
I just I
like
get like I can't I just can't. Like I just can't. Like I'm almost in one of those moments where you can't stop laughing because it's so crazy. Like it's so crazy that you're actually in your own uniform, that you were on the clock, right? And then you got arrested by your coworkers. Right? Because that's like the other thing that we're not like connected. It's likely that these were his coworkers that arrested him.
I mean, granted, like it was the right thing to do. That is so inappropriate. Like
Right.
nobody could be like that's not something that you do at work. But oh yeah, I don't know if I would be able to look at that coworker the same way if like that's what I found out that they were like I'm at work doing my job, focusing my own thing, and like that's what they're spending their time doing at work. I'd be like, we could get like what?
I'm going to stop and move on to the next one because there's so many other things I could say, and I'm just going to stop right there. Um, so the next one, right, to me is
Yes.
outrageous because of the dollar value. And so
Yes.
now we're jumping into, hey, the Fama findings. What's
Yes.
come up in the last month that we found in our screenings that we deem to be in extreme in the sense of
Yeah.
thank goodness we found this for the employer. So talk
Yeah.
about this for a second.
Yeah, so our one of our solutions is Dedic 360 is dedicated for executive, highly like executives, very high level people. So not your everyday screen. This is a very in-depth, comprehensive screen for
It
somebody
includes like
that is
legal
in
cases, deeper
right, exactly,
tax, right?
exactly. Financial services, like those, that level of screening. And in one of those screens, we actually found that an executive had been implicated in inflating company revenue by billions of dollars, like more than $1 billion. And he had falsified statements. He had done a lot of things to cover it up and basically make it look like they were achieving aggressive revenue goals for investors that weren't actually real. And so, yeah,
And I think the key in this is we were one of the first providers that this employer works with that brought this to their attention. So
Yeah.
one of the things that's key in this is that this person was trying to hide this behavior,
Yeah.
and was successful in doing that in some places, but we were able to uncover it and be able to raise this as a concern to the employer. And I think anytime you're hiring in a situation where you've got financials being impacted for an organization and you're
Right.
hiring at a very high senior executive level, like you have to know these things. You
It's serious. It's very serious. It's, yeah,
and you don't want that coming up
no,
after you make the announcement that you've hired the person. But because then
no,
that's just the challenges with that, especially if you're a public company,
right.
especially if you're a public company. So this has been this month, which, again, I'm going to say to everybody, if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, sign up, see what the other seven were that we're not talking about. If this is just a taste, we get the Reno 911 impact of our misconduct scandals. And so we just want to say, everybody, thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you next time. I'm Amy Warren.
And I'm Micole Garatti, and we talk about misconduct so you can avoid it.
Thanks, everybody.